This is where strategy becomes action. In this workshop, you're going to draft a 90-day AI action plan, a concrete set of activities you can start executing as soon as this course ends. Why 90 days? It's long enough to accomplish something meaningful, but short enough to maintain urgency. It's a horizon you can plan with reasonable confidence. And it forces focus. You can't do everything in 90 days, so you have to prioritize. I want you to actively work through this with me. Pause the video when I ask you to. Grab a notebook or open a document. This isn't passive watching, it's working. Let's structure your 90-day plan around 5 sections. First, document your starting point. This grounds your plan in reality. Write down your honest assessment across the 5 readiness dimensions we discussed earlier. Strategic clarity. Do you have clear AI priorities? Data readiness. Is your data in shape? Technical infrastructure. Can your systems support AI? Talent and skills. Do you have the capabilities needed? Organizational culture. Is your organization ready for change? For each dimension, rate yourself strong, adequate, or needs work. Then write one sentence about your biggest gap. For example, data readiness needs work. Our customer data is fragmented across 3 systems with no integration. Second, define what you want to achieve in 90 days. Not everything, just what's most important for the next quarter. I recommend 3 to 5 objectives. More than that, and you lose focus. Each objective should pass a simple test. At the end of 90 days, could you definitely say whether you achieved it? Your objectives might include a mix of foundation objectives, like establishing governance or assessing data readiness, pilot objectives, like launching a specific AI use case, capability objectives, like training your leadership team, quick win objectives, like deploying an AI tool for a specific workflow. Write down 3 to 5 specific 90-day objectives now. Make them concrete enough to be actionable. Third, identify the key actions needed to achieve each objective. For each objective, what are the 2 to 4 major actions required? For example, if your objective is launch a customer service AI pilot, your key actions might be select AI tool, define the pilot scope and success metrics, train the pilot team, and run the pilot for 6 weeks. Each action should have an owner who is responsible and a target date, by when. Work through each of your objectives now. For each one, write 2 to 4 key actions with owners and dates. Fourth, identify what you need and what might block you. For resources, ask, what budget do you need? What people need to be involved? What tools or technology? What external help? Consultants, vendors, partners? For dependencies, ask, what has to happen before you can proceed? What approvals are needed? What other projects or initiatives could conflict? Be honest about constraints. If you don't have budget approval, getting it becomes a key action. If you need executive sponsorship, securing it goes on the list. Document your resources and dependencies now. Fifth, think about what could go wrong and how you'll address it. For each objective, identify 1 or 2 key risks. What's the most likely thing that could derail this? For each risk, identify a mitigation. What will you do to reduce the risk or address it if it materializes? Common risks include resource constraints, stakeholder resistance, technical challenges, competing priorities, and scope creep. What are the specific risks for your plan? Document your risks and mitigations now. Now, let's get even more concrete. What will you do in the first week after this course ends. Looking at your action plan, identify 3 specific actions you will take in the next 7 days, not someday next week. These should be concrete first steps that create momentum. For example, schedule a meeting with the CIO to discuss AI governance. Sign up for an enterprise trial of Claude. Send a survey to customer service team about pain points. Block 2 hours on Friday to complete the readiness assessment. Write down your 3 first week actions now. Put them on your calendar. Take a moment to review what you've created. You now have a 90-day action plan with your starting point assessments. 3 to 5 concrete objectives, key actions with owners and dates, resources and dependencies identified, risks and mitigations, and first week actions on your calendar. This isn't a perfect plan. Perfection isn't the goal. It's a starting point, a first draft that you'll refine as you execute and learn. The question now is, when you execute it, a plan without execution is just an interesting document. The value comes from action. That brings us to the end of Module 5, and nearly to the end of this course. You've built a foundation of understanding, developed practical skills, learned to manage risks, and now created a strategy and action plan. In our final module, we'll cover implementation and measuring success, how to design effective pilots, measure return on investment, and scale from experiments to culture. I'll see you there.